Sup you guys, ASD Classified here. So, Jungle Fury. The time has come to talk about this fuck season. Okay, so if you've been watching my videos for a while, or if you follow me on Twitter, then you've probably seen me, you know, casually mention how I hate this fucking season. Like, I really, I dislike this season so much, man. So you probably seen me mention a time or two how, you know, oh, Jungle Fury is a trash ass season. You probably heard me or seen me type that or whatever. And every time I mention how Jungle Fury is a trash ass season, I get people leaving me comments or tweeting me like, nah man, ASD, you tripping bro, like Jungle Fury is pretty goddamn good, man. What you talking about, man? I just don't get it. I don't get where all this support for Jungle Fury came from. Like, when Jungle Fury first aired, like back in the day, like 2008, and I used to be on the forums a lot. I used to be on Ranger Board, right? So I used to be on Ranger Board, and when this season first aired, most people hated it. Most people hated it. Most people just talked about it to hell and back. Like, they just did not like Jungle Fury, and I was a part of that. I obviously don't like Jungle Fury, right? So then fast forward to like 4 or 5 years later, then a bunch of threads started popping up with people like asking the question, oh, why do people hate Jungle Fury? Or Jungle Fury is not that bad of a season. And people would list all their reasons of why Jungle Fury is so great and wonderful and why we used to have it all wrong. And there'll be like so many people co-signing the shit like, oh yeah, Jungle Fury is great, Jungle Fury is wonderful. I don't know why anybody hates Jungle Fury. Like, compared to the seasons we got now with Samurai and Megaforce, Jungle Fury is just amazing. Jungle Fury is wonderful. Jungle Fury, blah, blah, blah. You know, we get all of it, all this love for Jungle Fury, and there'll probably be like one person that will say, oh, Jungle Fury still sucks. But yeah, everybody else is just Team Jungle Fury now. And nowadays, I see all these YouTube videos and all these internet articles talking about like your top 10 Power Ranger seasons or the best Power Ranger seasons of all time, and Jungle Fury seems to always make the list. And I just don't understand it. Like, in my mind, like when I think of the top Power Ranger seasons, Jungle Fury doesn't even come into the equation. Jungle Fury is not even in the fucking room. I don't even understand this, but there are so many like lists. Like, Jungle Fury makes so many people's lists of like best season, and I don't understand how this happened. A season that used to be like trashed on so much, all of a sudden there are so many people that like it, and I do not understand this. Jungle Fury is really, it's kind of like how Lightspeed used to be. Like, I remember back in the day, not that many people cared for Lightspeed, and then all of a sudden Lightspeed is just so loved by everybody. Everybody looks back on Lightspeed like, oh, why did we hate this season? It feels like people are doing that with Jungle Fury. The only thing is, I can understand it with Lightspeed. Lightspeed is actually a good season. It's just, it came at a time, it was just so different from the seasons that came before that I get why people might not have cared for it back then. But I don't get why people like Jungle Fury. It's just, I don't understand it. And I feel like it is my duty to help you people understand that Jungle Fury is just god awful. It is a terrible season. It does not deserve your love, okay? Alright. Alright, I'm joking, alright? Pretty much this video is just, it's my reasons for why I hate Jungle Fury. I hardly doubt that I'm going to convince anyone that already loves Jungle Fury that they should now hate it. Like, you love what you love, I'll hate what I hate. Okay? And, you know, we'll just live in harmony, alright? But yes, this video is for me to explain why I hate Jungle Fury, why I will never see it for that damn season. So yeah, buckle up. This will probably take about an hour, and it's probably going to be very rambly, but yes, let's talk about why I hate Jungle Fury. So I'm going to talk about everything I hate about this season, like including things that, you know, people will consider nitpicking. But damn it, I'm talking about everything. Everything that gets on my nerves about this season, I'm going to talk about, okay? First thing, that damn theme song. That theme song just sucked. It sucked. I don't even understand that baby ass boy band shit. Like, it was just, it was awful. And most people, well, I can't even say most anymore when it comes to Jungle Fury. I just know that a lot of people hated it. at the time. And then I remember seeing some people talk about, oh, where it's not that bad. And then there were these people that would say, oh, I hate the Jungle Fury theme song, but at least it's better than that fuck shit that Overdrive was doing. Because I don't know what the fuck Overdrive was talking about with that bullshit rap song. Now, listen. I hate both Overdrive and Jungle Fury theme songs. They are both awful to me, but I cannot put one over the other. Not really. They both are terrible. They are both really terrible, and I just don't. But I used to see so many comments about people talking about, oh yeah, Jungle Fury is bad, but at least it's better than that damn Overdrive. Like, I don't know. I feel like the people who used to say that were people that don't normally listen to rap music, and I feel like they are giving the Jungle Fury theme song a little more credit because maybe it's closer to the music that they normally do listen to. Whereas me personally, I listen to a bunch of rap and I listen to a bunch of like rock, and I listen to a lot of genres of music, and I can tell you, I can't put one over the other here. They suck. They both suck equally. But one thing I can give the Overdrive theme song is the instrumentals. The instrumentals to the Overdrive theme song are fire. There is nothing good that I can say about the Jungle Fury theme song. Even if I just took the instrumentals for Jungle Fury, it still sucks. But the instrumentals on Overdrive, man, that shit used to get me jamming. Like after every episode of Overdrive, like when it ended, I'm like, oh man, that episode just sucked. It was awful. And then they would play like the instrumentals and the credits, and I'd be just jamming like Okay, moving on from that, the fight scenes. Fight scenes in Power Rangers for me is one of the most important things, and I hated a lot of the fight scenes in Jungle Fury. And this is a thing that a lot of Jungle Fury fans like to praise. They love to tell you that the fight scenes in Jungle Fury were just so good and great, and honestly, I don't know what the hell they're saying. I hate the Jungle Fury fight scenes. I hate them so much. They are so whack. Like, it's really just a bunch of them moving their arms in like a fancy way, right? And it's just like they're using such an amazing technique. It's a lot of this, and it's just whack. And it's a lot of the Rangers like punching the villains, and the villains have their arms like blocked. So really they're just hitting the villains while they're blocked and they still fall, or the villains are hitting the Rangers and they blocked and they still fall. It's like a lot of neutering the fight scenes, because apparently the Rangers can't get punched in the stomach anymore. That's too violent. They have to block everything, so they can only get kicked when they're blocked, and it's just, it is a lot of that. And it's a lot of, you know, I'll hit your hand and then you fly like 50 feet in the air. It's a lot of that, and I can't just blame Jungle Fury for that, because like that neutered fight scenes kind of started when Disney took over, but it kind of like upped itself during the second half of SVD. During the second half of SVD, they did a lot of that neutering down fight scenes. But Jungle Fury, I feel like I expected more from Jungle Fury because it is a martial arts based season. I expected them to focus more on the martial arts. And then we have Geki Ranger. Geki Ranger is one of my favorite Super Sentais. Geki Ranger is what Jungle Fury is based off of. And Geki Ranger had a lot of good fight scenes. And Jungle Fury chose to not utilize those fight scenes as much. Jungle Fury used to make a lot of original fight scenes, to my irritation. Because it's like Geki Ranger had so many good fights, and instead they would make their own original crap, and it would just look like this. And I couldn't stand it. It just ruined a lot of my experience with this season. But yet so many people will tell you that the fight scenes are so great and amazing. So whatever. It wasn't for me. Next reason. Most of the cast was blindingly white. It was a mostly white cast. And it's like, already you're kind of missing the point of Power Rangers. Like, one of the one of the like good things about Power Rangers, one of the things that Power Rangers has always, you know, gotten praised for is that it was more diverse. Now there was always a majority white people, always, but you know, they tried to be more diverse. They have some Asians in there, some Latinos in there, Hispanics, or you know, black, whatever. They'd have, you know, more. Jungle Fury is so freaking white. It is just like most of the Rangers are white except for Theo, of course, Asian. And most of the villains are white. It's like the side characters are white. What happened here? What happened to diversity? Diversity has always been an important thing with Power Rangers, but Jungle Fury completely forgot about that shit. Who cast this team? It's like they said, oh no, we just need all white people this year. Moving on. Okay, my next reason might be just the most nitpickiest of all, but in Jungle Fury, the Rangers had this annoying habit of abbreviating their names and giving them these stupid short nicknames, and it just did not need to happen. Not every name needs to be shortened. Oh my god. Like, okay, Dominique, Dom, Casey, Case, I can deal with it. It's not necessary, but I can deal with it. Lil for Lily? Dude, bruh, Lil for Lily. Lily is already a very short name. It is very short. Why do we need to take the Y off and be like Lil? Why? This is so unnecessary, man. And then Theo. T for Theo. Do y'all not realize that Theo is already short for something? Theo is short for Theodore. And you're going to shorten it to a letter T. Why? Alright, now that I've gotten the somewhat nitpicky criticisms out of the way, let me get into the real meat and potatoes of why I hate this goddamn season. First, let's talk about the main villain, Daishi / Jared. Let's talk about that. Or rather, first, I guess I should do a little synopsis about Jungle Fury. I mean, I'm sure that everybody watching me knows the story of Jungle Fury, but whatever, let me just get it out the way or whatever. So, 10,000 years ago, there was this great beast war that happened, right? So, there was the Pai Shui, the Order of the Claw, right? And it was these bunch of people, they practiced this particular martial arts, this, you know, beast fist. They could channel the power of their animal spirits and fight with that, right? That's the Order of the Claw. And they fought against Daishi. And Daishi is this great animal spirit. He's a dragon, actually, a mystical dragon creature. And he had a bunch of mystical animals that fought beside him. And there were also another group of mystical animals known as the Phantom Beast. So everybody was fighting this great beast war. The Phantom Beast ended up destroyed. A lot of Daishi's followers were destroyed and defeated, and Daishi ended up being sealed away by the Pai Shui, the Order of the Claw. So I guess they actually like killed Daishi, and then they sealed Daishi's spirit up into this treasure chest. So yeah, and during the Great Beast War, the Order of the Claw had 7 masters, and during this war, 3 of them were killed during it. And yes, and at the end of the battle, you know, they sealed the soul of Daishi inside of a treasure chest. And you know, Daishi, his name translates to Great Lion or Great Evil, whatever translation you want to use. So yes, the dragon spirit, his name means Great Lion. So yes, in the present time, like the Order of the Claw trains, you know, new warriors to, you know, be able to channel their animal spirit and, you know, fight and blah blah blah, right? And one of the masters who helped seal Daishi away, yes, Master Mao. So these masters, they can live for a very, very long time because, you know, the Great Beast War happened 10,000 years ago, and in the present time, Master Mao is still alive. So yeah, Master Mao decides to pick 3 of his students to be the protectors of Daishi, to make sure that Daishi never escapes. right? So he picks Lily, he picks Theo, and he picks Casey. And Casey is a newcomer. He's a cub, right? Like, he doesn't even know shit. But you know, Master Miles like, oh, he has talent and ability, so he needs to be the Red Ranger. And he also needs to be a guardian of this dangerous dragon spirit. Okay. Well, there was a student there who was very experienced, and he was pissed that Master Mao didn't pick him to be one of the guardians of Dashie. So he started to pick a fight with Master Mao, and during that fight, the treasure chest was knocked over, and Dashie was free, the spirit of Dashie. And the evil dragon spirit killed Master Mao. And then after that, he ended up possessing Jared, right? So, yeah, Jared Dashie, main villain of the show, right? And after Master Mao died, the other three went to meet up with RJ, who is another master, and he's a New Age master. He wasn't a master 10,000 years ago, but yeah, he's a New Age master. And you know, the three students went to meet with him, and he gave them their morphers, and that's how they became Power Rangers. But yeah, back to Dashie. So, evil dragon spirit possesses Dick's student, right? Dashie and Jared never made sense. They never made any type of sense. It's like the show constantly contradicted what the hell the relationship between Dashie and Jared was. Like, when the show first started off, it seemed like Dashie had completely possessed Jared, right? Where he was like completely in control. And then they would have these later episodes where it seemed like, oh, okay, maybe Dashie and Jared kind of like share the body. Like, sometimes Dashie's in control and sometimes Jared is in control. And then later it seemed like Dashie and Jared were like a combination of each other. Like, it's like they are both, like, both of their minds are melded into one, it kind of seemed like in later episodes. And then by the end of the season, they kind of settled on, oh, Dashie is completely in control and poor Jared is a victim. Even though Jared was a dick most of the time anyway. And there were so many lines throughout the season that contradicted the whole, oh, Jared is just a victim of Dashie. No, it seemed like Jared was doing as much evil as Dashie was. But whatever, we gotta make him a victim because he's human and we gotta save him at the end. It's just, they never made any goddamn sense of what the relationship between Dashie and Jared was. Like, literally, around the end of the season, like, Camille, Dashie used to treat his general, Camille, like trash, like throughout most of the season. And then there was a scene around the end where he was nice to her. And Camille was weirded out by that because it's like, you're not Dashie, you're Jared the human. But if you go back to earlier in the season, there was a episode where Camille was like, Jared is my master. So wait, Jared is your master, but now you're being freaked out that Jared is complimenting you and treating you nicely and it's not Dashie. So I'm confused here. I'm so confused. They never explained what was going on with this. They never did. It seemed like they finally picked, like at the end of the season, they finally like, oh, okay, well, Dashie is just controlling poor Jared and Jared is a victim, even though throughout most of the season it seemed like Dashie and Jared were both in control. Like, they both shared the body on their own. It was kind of like, if you used to watch Jackie Chan Adventures, it was kind of like when Shandu possessed, it's been too long, I don't remember his name, like the guy who led the Black Hand. Like, when Shandu possessed him, like, they shared the body. Sometimes Shandu was in control, sometimes the guy was in control. It seemed like that was what was happening in Jungle Fury, but I don't know, they just went such a weird way. It's like they kept backtracking. I don't know, it's just they never could figure this out for me, and I couldn't stand it. I just couldn't. And they used to have these episodes with the Overlords too that annoyed me. So the Overlords, I guess they were kind of generals as well of Dashie back in the old timey days. So they were brought back to life, and Dashie was using the Overlords to train him, and that annoyed me because I feel like Dashie, as the evil Overlord, he should already know how to fight and stuff. It makes sense if you're training Jared, but training Dashie, who is the evil Overlord and should already know stuff, I just didn't get it. And they had a whole episode once. I think the Sky Overlord, Carnosaur, they had an episode where he was trying to make Jared more evil. Like, nothing about Daishi. This is about Jared, completely Jared, making him more evil. And training him because he can only go stronger if he's more evil. And Carnosaur took Jared back in time. And let's just stop there. The fact that Carnosaur has the ability to travel, to time travel, and he uses it to make Jared more evil. Not to like go back in time and try to maybe change the outcome of the Great Beast War, try to kill the Power Rangers when they're kids. No. We need to travel back in time and make sure that kid Jared does a bunch of evil shit. Evil shit in quotations, because evil to them is Jared cheating on a test and also Jared fighting bullies. Yes, because I guess when Jared was a kid, he let some bullies beat his ass because if you're stronger than somebody, you shouldn't use your abilities against them. So that means you should just get your ass whooped instead. Yeah, that's a great lesson for the kids, right? Carnosaur goes back in time and he makes sure that Jared beats the shit out of those bullies, and that's evil. I'm like, oh my god. So yes, the show spent this whole time, like, it just, I don't even know what I'm saying. The point is, the Daishi Jared dynamic never made sense to me. It never did. The show just went all over the place with it. I couldn't stand it. And he's the main villain. Okay, I need to talk about Casey now. I need to talk about him. I cannot stand Casey. To me, he is just one of the worst Red Rangers we've ever had. I really just dislike this dude. I disliked him so much. So let me just talk about some of the moments that stood out the most to me of what just like him just annoying the piss out of me. So one of the first moments is him being just a jackass to this kid. So there was an episode where this kid, I think he wanted money to get a kite or some shit, right? But he didn't have it. And then he went into Jungle Karma Pizza. This is the pizza parlor that all the Rangers worked at, right? And the kid went there and I think he was using a quarter to play the arcade machine or some shit. Well, he put his quarter in there but the machine didn't work. So the machine pretty much stole his money. And I think Casey even saw the machine steal his money. But Casey didn't even give a fuck. He was like, oh well, that's how it goes, kid. Well, it's like you work there and you're not gonna help this kid like get his money back. What kind of Power Ranger is that? I'm sorry, like a Power Ranger, most of them are such goody two shoes and shit that I would expect a Ranger to try to help a kid who lost his money, you know. But oh no, he was just, well, tough luck, kid. And then he got mad at this kid because he stole like his tips, and he chased this kid all around town for that measly ass tip. And it's like, if you would have just helped that boy get his quarterback, none of this would have been happening. But then, throughout all of that, he also shamed the hell out of this kid. Like, oh, how dare you steal my tip money, this $5. And, like, if you're a good person, you'll return that and you won't use it to buy the kite that you want. And what did the kid do? He bought the kite that he wanted. And then after that, Casey shamed him even more. And the kid's heroes were the Power Rangers. And since Casey is the Power Ranger, he's like, oh, Power Rangers don't like no fucking thieves. Like, what the fuck? It's just, I couldn't stand that. Like, Casey just came off as such a dick in that to a child. It was gross. When a simple solution would have been just give the dude the goddamn quarterback. I just expect more from the Red Ranger. I truly do. Unless your character is dick, I expect more from you. Like, if you're a likable dick, then that's something else. But Casey was supposed to be such a good guy and such a great guy, and he never came off as that to me. Like, never. He was always such an asshole. Like, he was either whiny or he's either an asshole. Whiny, asshole. Whiny, asshole.